Hey, I'm Adrian. How was your weekend? We have a lot to talk about today, so I hope you're ready and excited. Also, if you tuned into our live show on Friday, thank you so much, truly. And if you want to be part of our next live show this Wednesday, then be sure to drop some topics in the comments section. Let's try to keep them transfer-based because 'tis the season to be talking transfers, but they don't have to be, really. I'll talk about anything. You guys join the conversation in the chat. It's a beautiful thing. All right? If you're new here, consider subscribing. If not, then welcome back and let's get to it. Now, someone mentioned that they wanted to hear me talk about the Portuguese Ligue a little bit, so let's switch it up and do that right now since there were no games in Italy this week anyways. Well, in the Serie A, that is. Now, one of the tightest title races in Europe is in Portugal, actually, and Benfica won 3-1 away to Braga. That's huge, considering Braga were just 3 points behind them going into this. Jonas scored, taking his tally to 21 in the league, meaning he's the top scorer in league play across Europe right now. That's crazy. And across town, or more like down the street, Sporting won 3-0 at home against Aves, thanks to a hat-trick from Bas Dost. He's now scored 19 goals, making up 46% of his team's goals. Speaking of percentages, Vincent Aboubakar and Marega of FC Porto have scored 14 each in the league, meaning the two of them make up 62% of Porto's goal haul. Porto, by the way, have a chance to overtake Sporting at the top of the table today when they take on Estoril de Praia. Hey, Portugal, done. Let's start with the big one in England, because an unbeaten streak was on the line. That's right! Arsenal's 7-match unbeaten streak, in which they had won just twice, was on the line against Bournemouth. A versus B. Gunners versus Cherries. And everyone knows that in rock, paper, cherries, cherries always win. And it was no different in this match, as a 4-minute or 283-second blitz from Callum Wilson and Jordan Ibe ensured that Bournemouth took all 3 points. Also, the longer the ponytail man bun gets, the more Bellerin scores, apparently, as he has scored in 2 consecutive matches, meaning he has scored more in his last 2 Premier League matches than he had in his previous 97 before that. Keep growing it, man. And you'll be at the head of the Arsenal Calasar in no time, just like Cal Drogo. Get yourself a Khaleesi, and then go and inevitably conquer La Liga, if you're good enough, because the jury is still out on that one. But I rate you. Anyways, coming into this one, Bournemouth had lost each of their last 9 matches against the Big Six, scoring just twice, conceding 23 times, figuring out my fingers there. And they will be thanking Arsenal and Arsene for snapping that streak. By the way, Arsenal have now dropped 9 points from winning positions in their last 5 matches alone. Come on! Are we Wenger in or Wenger out at this point? I don't know yet. Is it Wenger out time yet? It could be. Now, of course, the other big match in England this weekend was blue on blue violence of Chelsea versus Leicester. 8th versus 4th, well, 3rd at the time. And this one was a decent watch. I mean, it had enough moments and near misses to tear me away from my reading, so that's saying something. Also, it felt like one of those matches that Leicester would dominate, never find a breakthrough, and then Azpilicueta, I should say, would find Morata with a cross, and he would head it home. Unfortunately for Chelsea, and fortunately for Leicester, Morata and the rest of Chelsea's impudence in front of goal continued, as in their last 3 matches now, they've not scored a single goal. Mind you, they haven't conceded either. Tottenham also had a great weekend, and if you're Harry Kane, then congrats. You're probably the best striker in Europe right now. Or just the best striker in Europe, period. Now there's a bold claim, all you Lewandowski lovers. Kane notched a brace against Everton as Tottenham blanked him 4-0. Where's the Sam Allardyce magic gone? Anyway, Kane's brace took him past Teddy Sheringham as Tottenham's all-time top scorer in the Premier League with 98 in 135 appearances. Kane's tally in the Premier League currently sits at 20 goals in 22 appearances, which 1 is crazy, and 2 means he's hit 20 goals in 4 consecutive Premier League campaigns, becoming just the 3rd player in Prem history to do so. What a modern ledge. For real though, given the fact that there's still about 15 matches left in the Prem, if Harry stays healthy, he could realistically beat the record for most goals scored in a single season, which is just 31. Just 31. I mean, It's at 31. That's a joint record that's held by, of course, Alan Shearer, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Luis Suarez. United hadn't played at the time of recording this video, but their crosstown rival City certainly had a tricky fixture. I think this was the most excited I've been for a Premier League match in a while, because with Klopp, you know there's gonna be goals, unless he's playing Mourinho, of course. And goals there were, man, as this match didn't slow down for anything. And let me start by saying that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, get up close here. You've officially turned a corner in my book, and I no longer consider you a pointless signing for Liverpool. You weren't great in the first few months, but you've been good since the start of December, so keep at it. In fact, his opener was his 4th goal of the season for Liverpool, his 3rd in the Prem, meaning he scored as many goals in 20 PL appearances for Liverpool than he did in 71 for Arsenal. Firmino and Salah each grabbed a goal and an assist in this one, with Firmino's goal involvement at 15 goals in the Prem, while Salah's is at 24. Anyways, this was Man City's 15th loss at Anfield, as they have only ever won at that ground on 1 occasion. And it was the 5th time that Jurgen Klopp has defeated Pep Guardiola across all competitions, as he pretty much has the formula to defeat City. Attack. As long as you keep the ball in their end, they can't really score, because as Klopp put it, if you try to be clever and defend, you're basically doing the equivalent of, quote, standing on the edge of your box and hoping you win the lottery. I like that. I mean, but even still, City managed to score 3 goals, so... Okay, let's bounce out of England and hit up Spain, where the Spanish rain brought pain for Zidane. Zidane. What am I doing? What I'm saying is Real Madrid suffered this weekend, okay? How much? Well, first off, they attempted 28 shots, which is the most any team has attempted in La Liga this season, and only 7 were on target. Another metaphor for their poor night, Marcelo attempted 16 crosses in this match, the most he's ever attempted in a single match, and 13 of them were off target. Brutal. And with Barcelona's win over Real Sociedad, Real Madrid is closer to the relegation zone than they are to FC Barcelona. In the standings. Of course I'm saying in the standings, where else would they be close? Geographically, we already know the distance. Is that not insane though? Like, if you told me in July or the beginning of August that Real Madrid would be 19 points behind FC Barcelona, who had just lost Neymar and looked as if a center back crisis was just on the horizon, I would have laughed in your face. Anyways, also in Spain, Atletico got a 1-0 win over Eibar to stay 9 points behind Barcelona. Sorry for cracking my knuckles into the mic. Now, in 19 La Liga matches, Atletico have only conceded 8 times. Also, Valencia made it 2 wins on the skid, beating La Coruña 2-1 thanks to goals from Gonzalo Guedes and Rodrigo. I miss those guys at Benfica. And those 2 players actually assisted each other as well, so 1 goal, 1 assist each to each other. Valencia sit in 3rd with 40 points, which is their best point haul at this point in the season since the 03-04 season, which is of course the season when they won the league. But it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that this season. That's a lot of seasons in there. Hey, Bundesliga is back! After having pretty much an entire month off, the German teams were back at it, and when it comes to Bayern Munich, they were back to their winning ways with a win in a tricky away fixture against the Bayer Leverkusen. Why can't I speak? James Rodriguez quelled some of the talk of him being on his way out of Munich, as he chipped in with both a goal and an assist, taking his goal involvement this season to either a goal or an assist every 124 minutes. Not bad. Dortmund didn't manage to win at home against Wolfsburg. Perhaps Aubameyang could have helped him in that regard, as he was suspended by his own club for missing a team briefing on Saturday. Trying to force a move away, perhaps? If you want to believe what the papers say, then yes. Second place Leipzig did manage a win, however, as they defeated 3rd place Schalke 3-1. Future Liverpool star Naby Keita scored, cementing his lucky charm status for RB Leipzig, as they have won every single match that he has scored in. In France, they were slamming. And fuming, apparently, as there were 5 red cards this weekend. I probably don't need to tell you who's sitting at the top of the table still, though. As Neymar and co navigated a tricky away fixture to Nantes with a 1-0 win. By the way, Claudio Ranieri still has Nantes in 5th place, though that sort of flatters to deceive because the divide from 4th to 5th is widening week by week, as they are 8 points behind 4th place Marseille. Lyon could only manage a draw at home to Angers, however you want to say it, though Nabil Fekir scored his 14th league goal of the season, which means in league play, he's the top scoring Frenchman in the top 5 leagues. Impressive. Especially considering that He's a central attacking midfielder, not a striker or a winger or anything like that, and he's still slamming them in. Anyways guys, that will do it for this episode. If you learned something, drop a like for me. Don't forget about the live show on Wednesday. Be sure to comment with your topics that you want to discuss with me. My name is Adrian. This is Rabona TV, and I'll see you later.